Hello everyone, my name is John, I'm the Geeky Fanboy, and welcome back to another Baker Street review, the series where I watch and review all kinds of different Sherlock Holmes adaptations, because I just love Sherlock Holmes so gosh darn much. And this time we're continuing with another animation. This was also I think a suggestion in one of the earlier comments on one of my earlier videos, so thank you to whoever suggested this. And namely, this time it's Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century, which sounds, let's be honest, bloody ridiculous. The thing is, I was kind of aware of this show already, kind of making fun of it sometimes, but having never watched it actually, I don't feel like I should make fun of it actually. So it's finally time to watch the show. So Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century, if I check my notes here, which are definitely not Wikipedia. So it's an animated television series that came out in the late 1990s. So I think it aired from 1999 till 2001. Had 26 episodes. The series was a co-production by DIC Entertainment LP and the Scottish Television Enterprises. And it was even nominated for a Daytime Emmy for Special Class Animated Programs. There you go. Okay, so as you can guess from the title, this show is about Sherlock Holmes going into the 22nd century. So I think it's the original Sherlock Holmes character from the 19th century, but he gets revived in the 22nd century by, I think, Lestrade, his great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, something like that. There's also Watson, but Watson is a robot or something like that, I think. I don't know. Moriarty's probably in there somewhere as well. So I don't really know anything about this. If we check out who's voicing the characters, Jason Gray Stanford as Sherlock Holmes. I don't think I know anything he's been in. What does it say? And then, oh, he did voice Raditz in Dragon Ball Z. So I have theoretically heard his voice somewhere before. John Payne as Dr. Watson. I think these, I'm not really that familiar with voice, what's the name? Voice actors, that's the word. Voice actors. So we've got Richard Newman as Professor James Moriarty. He voiced numerous roles in Transformers, which I have never actually seen, so there you go. So yeah, so the first episode aired in 1999. Original air date 6th of May 1999. And we're gonna watch, as always with these kinds of shows, since these episodes are rather short, I'm gonna watch as always the first 3 episodes, which I think are all self-contained and all based more or less on specific short stories. For example, like the first episode is called The Fall and Rise of Sherlock Holmes, and it's roughly based on The Final Problem, which I guess makes sense. And we'll see what they do with it. So let's run with it. Let's watch Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. Okay, here we go. Sherlock Holmes, 22nd century, first episode. Oh, this is already peak 90s cartoons. I'll give him that. The intro song is a bit of a banger. Retro and futuristic, I like it.
London, England, May 25th, 1891. My name is Dr. John Watson. What I'm about to tell you is beyond belief.
Oh, are we starting with the original The Final Problem
the
story?
Legendary detective Sherlock Holmes, when a messenger from the lodge caught up to us.
Please, sirs.
This is not what Reichenbach 4 looks like. Why can no one forget this right?
What do you make of this, Watson?
A spry old goat for his age.
Accompany him down the trail.
I should have known something was amiss. But
Oh,
Holmes
it's
was
Moriarty.
unconcerned.
Is this
Well,
Moriarty?
Professor James Moriarty. So we meet again.
Bum bum bum!
Elementary, sir. I simply use my eyes and my brain. Far too small for your great height. Brain?
Just look at Moriarty. It doesn't get more 90s cartoon bad guy than this look. Like, what even is this? This is definitely not the Professor look, but, you know, I guess visual connotations and all that, so this is what we go for in regards to the bad guy.
Sherlock!
Watson actually notices something's going on. Okay, so this is quite different. So, in the story, in the original one, Watson is called back to the lodge, because he's the only doctor for Miles, but that's a ruse, that's true. So he's been sent by one of Moriarty's henchmen to, like, call him back, because Moriarty's been following Holmes through the mountains. And then he confronts him, but we don't ever actually read about, like, the actual confrontation or the fight took place between Holmes and Moriarty, because naturally the story is told by Watson, who wasn't there. So he's called back to the lodge, says there isn't actually anyone there or something like that, and he's like, oh no, something probably went wrong, and he hurries back to the Reichenbach Fall and then finds Holmes's final, like, note that he's written for Watson, but he never actually sees what happens. So this is quite different, and he actually sees Sherlock and Moriarty fight to death and sees Sherlock die. So that's new. That's new.
25th, 2103. Subject identified. Martin Fenwick. Parole violation.
Here we go. The 90s cyberpunk sci-fi.
0200 from Piccadilly list. Registered.
Duh.
Damage report has been uplinked to New Scotland Yard.
Thanks,
Ah.
Watson. Snitch.
Oh, Watson? Okay. So who's this lady then? Is she Lestrade?
Go, master! I'll draw her fire!
What's an accent? The hell is this Frankenstein monster? Oh!
My master! You're a 50-year-old acacia tree flattened?
Wouldn't be a crime show, if you could call it that, without the commissioner shouting you down. It has to be in there, just has to be.
And Lord Nelson's hat! Or to catch one harmless road geneticist? Are you crazy?
Sorry, Chief Grayson.
Inspector Lestrade,
Look at the voice actor's having a field day.
Not destroy it!
221B Baker Street. The Sherlock Holmes Museum. Temporarily
Cool, so
closed
the
due to
museum...
budgetary cons-
I like how they combine here the real with the fictional, so 221B is, in this case, also like the museum as it is in our reality, in our world. That's cute. I like that. That's a cute detail.
Straits.
What's Fenwick want in there?
An unaccompanied officer may not enter the underground area without prior authorization. Access denied.
I'm not that crazy. There's rats down there.
That's the problem. That's clearly the
Come on,
problem.
let's see what
Rats.
Fenwick stole from the museum. He stole Moriarty's disguise? What do you make of this, Watson?
Inadequate external.
Okay, so I knew Watson was going to be some kind of weird robot, but like a complete full-on fancy Terminator-ish robot. Sure, why not? I was thinking he was going to be some kind of android or something like that. But apparently we're going with a proper hunch Terminator. Sure, why not? Why not? Ultimate sidekick, robot, sure.
This is not possible. Professor James Moriarty died over 200 years ago.
Breaking news.
He's back!
Failure shocks New London.
I meant the real Watson, not you. I am not crazy. I saw Moriarty.
Moriarty will return.
You to the brain text.
But
Who's been dead for over 200 years.
This guy.
Chief
has the
Grayson, I saw
best
him. He was as real as
line
you are.
delivery.
Appearances can be deceiving, Lestrade. Right.
And quit calling that thing Watson, Lestrade. It's a compudroid, not a person.
Oi, robophobic.
What's wrong now?
Everyone's DNA is recorded in a database. Everyone's. It's the law.
Not if you were born
That
more
doesn't
than
sound
100
like a
years
good
ago.
system to have.
Or 200, for that matter. If we are to save the modern world from his evil, we must bring back his most formidable opponent. The only man who ever defeated him.
I love how this is immediately. I'm guessing Sherlock Holmes is about to be revealed. I love how this is the immediate solution to the problem. We think Moriarty might be back. Instead of like doing it ourselves, doing more investigations or anything like that, how about we bring back another 200-year-old dude from the 19th century? Sure, because that's what you do in the 22nd century. But I think Sherlock is about to be revealed, so let's take a look.
Sherlock Holmes. The world thought Holmes had lost his life at Reichenbach Falls, but somehow he outwitted
No.
death.
Hang on.
In fact, he died of old age.
Yeah.
For many years and many.
Okay, so that's
years
known.
later.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say that is a known fact that he survived.
I
Okay,
have
good.
one more thing to add to that memo to Grayson. You're supposed to help me, not those suits upstairs. Ugh.
Why is everyone being so mean to the Watson
We're outta
robot?
here.
He's just trying to help.
Good thing he was preserved in honey, or there would have been nothing
Is
left to reanimate.
that possible?
Let's see how he's coming along.
He's incredible.
But the best is yet to come. If it works, that is.
Sherlock?
Oh wow, that was
At your
quick.
service.
I was hoping for a
Welcome
more
to the
dramatic
22nd century, Holmes.
reawakening. That was surprisingly low-key.
How did you know?
You brought me back for more than just my good looks and sparkling wit. By the way,
Oh god, no,
who
Sherlock
was that
cracks
intelligent gentleman
one-liners.
back? Does he do anything?
Debatable. He's a compudroid snitch, I call Watson. He belongs to New Scotland.
You know
Yard.
what? Sherlock is taking it surprisingly well that he's waking up in the 22nd century. Not even a hint of, oh, where am I? Or, aha, 200 years into the future. Okay. Nothing like that. Granted, I do think Sherlock would be quite, I'm not sure if comfortable is the right word, but I think he would adapt to circumstances like those quite quickly, but still, come on, nothing like a bit of a surprise. Nothing. Sure. Also, I'm not sure how I feel about the weird long sideburns. Also, he's blonde. I don't know how I feel about that. But apart from that, I kind of like it. You know, like the long nose, very prominent chin, bright blue eyes. Looks quite good actually. Oh, Deerstalker, but sure, I'll take. Do they just have those lying around like a 9th century coat in the Deerstalker? In the 22nd century, you just have those lying around. Sure, why not? Has to look appropriate.
Moriarty? He was laid to rest centuries ago. I saw him myself. The man is dead.
So are you. Remember? I thought you'd wait for the facts before you jump to conclusions, Holmes. Maybe it's time you started.
Oh, you know what I've just realized? So, Holmes... So what did they do? Did Holmes die of old age? They preserved his body in honey, and now? Is he like... Because he's like a younger version, isn't he? It's not like his old age version that died, right? So is he like a clone? Is he the reawakened body that looks surprisingly young, or what did they actually do? Because I'm kind of confused. So this is like, is this the original Sherlock Holmes, like from the 19th century? They just woke up again because they said he died of old age. and they preserved his body in honey, but then he would look old. I'm confused. I should probably not question this. It's a 90s kids cartoon, but still I have questions.
Flying cars, talking picture screens, auto-learning devices, women in charge. What's the world come to?
I kind of appreciate the little hint of sexism that is still there. I don't know if that was on purpose, but...
solve the little crime wave without his help. Meet Watson.
Greetings, human. I am a Model 7 law enforcement compudroid. I am the property of New Scotland Yard.
I love him. He's adorable. No one heard or insult this robot.
The waistline. And an unfortunate tendency to overblown pomposities. Lestrade, I looked at those books. They were my friend John Watson's journals. Where did you get them?
Family heirlooms. You miss him?
More than I care to admit.
Oh, okay, that's quite sweet.
I'm sure you can succeed where New Scotland Yard cannot.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Ha! Okay, that's a good one line.
You're welcome, Lestrade. Next time, pay attention when I make a constructive suggestion. I do not say these things lightly.
What happened?
Your police cruisers, like
he's a bit of a pompous arse, isn't he?
All linked to the master computer at the yard. No.
Oh, the coat's coming off. Does the coat have reflective qualities? How's that even possible?
As we speak, the Crypnosis crisis is over. One
well, that was
guest
quick.
does not a New Scotland Yard detective make.
All the more reason to remain in private practice.
No. Surely you know the answer to that. I am, after all, your faithful servant, Dr. John Watson, and I shall endeavour to...
Lestrade?
The robot just became more adorable.
This machine thinks it's Watson.
Okay. This ending was super low-key for some reason. So it's very open-ended, basically just the setting. So we're going into the second episode. The crime machine. So let's just run with it. This is absolutely wild, but I'm kind of enjoying what's happening. So just continue.
June 15th, 2103.
As elegant as ever.
Ah, we're going back to Reichenbach Falls.
Same for Lestrade's driving skills.
Recent crime wave. There was only one way.
I was thinking this was going to be more episodic, but they actually continuing. I like it.
To his death over 200.
He should be preserved just as I buried him. Observe.
Hang on, did Shirley? Shirley, yeah. Oh god. So Sherlock buried Moriarty.
But then, who's that?
So he got all the way down there and tried to bury him in the ice? How?
Well, we can be certain of one thing. That sure isn't Moriarty tooling all over New London.
Whoa, we're getting werewolves. Now we're talking. We've got futuristic werewolves.
You'll be lost without a proper map, sir. Just
Okay, so who is this? Who's this gonna be?
Kid. The name's Deirdre, officer, not Kid.
Your turn.
No way, man, no way, you win. All I can say about you is you use that funky word quid, and you got messed up styles, man. Almost like from another century.
Who
Yo,
could
how'd
say?
you do that, man? You been following? Who do you think you are, man? Sherlock Holmes?
One and the same.
Yeah, and I suppose he's Watson.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Pay no heed. The robot's delusional. It believes.
Everyone stop dissing the robot. He's just trying to do his
He
best.
looks like Sherlock Holmes.
Now, as to our wager, I'd like to procure your services to guide us through the underground. Agreed?
Agreed. The name is Wiggins. But I have to warn you, there's been some nasty doings
So I
down
think
there
we've
lately.
just met our
Precisely why we
first
must go.
Vegas to the regulars. Interesting.
We can track all the yardies with it. Get up!
They have lightsabers for some reason. Sure.
Really, Holmes? And rising?
What could that mean?
You'll soon find out.
Oh no, the guy with the French accent's back.
This crime wave is your doing.
Sure, the Watson robot has a lasso. Sure. No! No, not the Watson robot. Oh. Do we have people tied to the railway tracks? Do we have the classics?
I'm taking no chances with my
well,
little
close enough.
yachty.
Close enough.
I'm going to cram no time.
Oh, I suppose I must ask the female.
There was so much disgust in that voice.
I'm awake.
Tell me what wires to attach where, and I can get Watson back in service.
The blue wires to the right copper circuit. The
Why
red
isn't
ones
she
to the
just
left.
doing it?
What are you doing?
Getting us out of here.
What does he have in his
This time
chest
I'll bust it
cavity?
wide open.
I love Holmes' physicality in this, jumping all over the place. Got some good dexterity.
Holmes, are you alright? Me? It's you who are injured. Doesn't
Oh, see, he cares about the Watson robot.
Let's go. These boilers will blow any minute.
Everything is just over so quickly. You're thinking, oh no, some kind of cool explosion or some cool action scene, or I don't know what's gonna happen, and then just, yeah, no, next scene, we're done. You know what happened, you can think about what happened. It's all just so surprisingly low key at times. Okay, I'll take that back, there was a bit of an explosion.
Watson! Watson, where's Watson?
Where's my robot?
Copy droids are pretty heavy.
Where's my robot, man?
Watson, blast you! Where are you? Watson!
We'll get you a new
Aw.
compu droid.
It's
I
not
don't
the
want
same.
any compu droid. I want Watson.
No, this is what I was waiting for. This is good. This is just like a little bit of emotional development here. I like it. That's cute. That's how you can tell it is years into the future, and he's just got no one. Not the original Lestrade, no Mycroft, not even Watson. They're all dead, and he's just realizing that. And I like it. I like it now, how he's growing to like the robot who tries to be like Watson but isn't like the real Watson. So I like it. That was a good moment.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, my robot man.
Watson, we've got to get you waterproofed if you're going to continue with this tomfoolery. 221B Baker Street. Ah, it's still here.
I want a full-on nostalgia moment now for Holmes.
Someone's been eating fish and chips in here. But where is Watson? What have you done with him? He should be here.
Yeah, where is he?
Watson!
Oh no.
Why, you look like...
Oh. They gave him a face with a weird robot body, which is ever so slightly creepy. How did... it's weird. It's wonderfully weird. It's wonderfully weird. Sure, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I certainly hope so. Thanks to that new elastomass technology New Scotland Yard's been working on.
The yard?
Why, yes. Where else would I go?
It's elementary, my dear Watson. This is your home. Here, with me.
Yeah, the robot gets to move in.
Because this crime-natizing caper is far from over.
Yes.
The villain remains at large.
Ah, we got an evil laugh at the end. Brilliant. Okay, cool. I like this. Second episode was fun, and it's cute. It's so endearing in a weird way. I don't even know how to describe it. Okay, but we're gonna watch the third episode as well, and it's the Hounds of the Baskervilles. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see what they do with that.
Humankind first landed on the moon, July 16th, 1969.
Come on, the good stuff's this way.
Oh, cool, they get an episode on the moon.
Did you hear that?
We finally get the werewolves I wanted.
Something urgent has come up. I shall be back in touch in a few days.
Holmes! Wait! I'm his supervising officer. I'm supposed to tell him when
What's
and
Holmes
where
up to
he can go.
on his off days?
Ugh.
I wouldn't worry about Holmes. I have a strong suspicion he's already on his way. Tis the Hound!
Yes, werewolves.
Impossible! Please, officer! That's my son stuck in the elevator!
Good heavens.
What is
Can't
that
manage.
voice, accent, or whatever?
Ionizer, he'll shatter the dome. Here.
I like it. Proper detective work. Very good. Why does Watson always have the lasso at the ready?
Computer, turn off the public address system. Observe, it leaves no footprints. I'll wager I can walk right through.
Home!
Oh, pity. And I was just making some real progress. Oh well, there's plenty more evidence to be examined.
I want my werewolves.
You're under my supervision here.
To what end? Scare people witless?
The tourists are leaving in droves. Presumably that was the desired goal.
So we're basically going for the same thing that also Bailey's Sherlock and everyone else does. It's like, it's all publicity, which is made as a joke. The Hound is either not real at all, or they try to create a Hound to, like, fuel the rumours in the area or something like that. I do wonder though why the kids were missing, because that was kind of dark in the opening.
Computer, I want to see everything on Troy Winslow, Kelsey James, and Benjamin Jessup. We have 3 missing teenagers.
Including
For
two
all
of the
we
richest
know,
kids
by
in
the
world.
end of it, all the
There's
kids
motive.
went missing by
Then where
themselves
is
or
your
something as a
ransom demand?
prank.
It'll come. Don't worry.
The contest seems legitimate enough, but the company that sponsored it was created just 2 weeks ago in New London. When I
How does no one fact check these things before they happen?
turned out to be fictitious.
Wait. You
Right?
I'm getting readings for titanium alloy, steel, magnesium, trilithium plastic.
Time to take evasive action!
Okay, so this Hound is at least real. Good, good. Finally some wolf action. Why does Watson always get inconveniently knocked over, or she falls down by herself? Like, she's so badass throughout the rest of the episode. There's always some kind of moment where she gets unexpectedly her butt kicked for no reason other than inconvenience, and it's so weird.
It's working! Oh no!
Be ready, Lestrade. I'm aiming for those rocks.
I'm finally getting some proper action scenes. I like it. I mean, I don't like that they laser blast the poor wolf, but okay. I mean, it's a robot. Still,
Property of the Pimlico Zoo.
The zoo? Wait! This was what that big crime spree in New London was all about.
oh, so in the future, all the animals at the zoo, super photorealistic robots, because that's a good idea. People should get on that. The kids.
The kids.
See?
Are you okay?
Yes, but only until the turbines reactivate.
It is Moriarty! Big surprise.
Wondered when you and Lestrade would arrive.
Moriarty.
What remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth.
So, clone?
It's not the man himself, Lestrade, but a clone.
Aha!
As evil as the original, I'm afraid, complete with his memories intact. Isn't technology wonderful?
So nice to see you home.
I do love his outfit
all
though.
These centuries. Amazing that your wits are still with you.
He's got a really cool deep voice, I like it.
Today the moon, in less than 5 minutes, the world.
The world! The world! Ah, it's so over the top dramatic and evil, I love it.
Major communications facility from which I shall rule the world.
Oh no, it's the weird French Frankenstein monster. I'm still hoping for the Watson robot to make a last minute appearance and save everyone.
So it begins. A game.
Lunar nuclear defense system online. Strategic target acquisition.
Ah! Idiot.
Stop the countdown!
All over again.
Yes! Watson is riding the wolf! Yes! And he knocks himself out because he couldn't. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
It won't accept my print.
Come on, hurry up, man!
Done. All systems in Galileo City are back online.
Hooray! Hugs for everyone.
Great. But
I noticed a microscopic drill hole in the ice, down to the surface of Moriarty's hand. It suggested to me that someone had taken samples of his DNA. Then, when this man kept popping up everywhere...
of course, Dr. Martin Fenwick, notoriously...
How is Holmes able to deduce everything in regards to like 22nd century tech, cloning, whatever? How is he able to do that so much better than the people from the actual 22nd century police? How? He's a genius, I know, but is everyone else just not good at their job? I don't know.
But slave turned on master.
Precisely. Then...
okay, so Moriarty is a
technical equipment went missing.
clone gone rogue.
Moriarty had a plan.
Inspector Lestrade?
You are my supervising officer, aren't you?
Huh. Well, this whole thing might work out after all, Watson.
I like how Holmes is slowly coming around to everyone at the end of an episode.
Parachute is missing.
Ship's log. Life pods jettisoned during re-entry.
Find him! Find him! Find him!
Would have been too easy. Would have been too easy. Cool, so that's it. That was the third episode. And now I'm gonna tell you all my all the weird and wild thoughts I had while watching these 3 episodes. Okay, so that was it. The first 3 episodes of Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. And I'm positively surprised, I have to admit, because I went into this thinking that this is gonna be some weird, bad, schlocky 90s cartoon that was trying to be wacky and cool. And it is all that, but it is surprisingly entertaining, I think. So, I mean, this is pure peak late 90s cartoon. You can tell just by the looks, the vibes, the music. I would guess if I had seen this when I was younger, I would have loved this. I would have thought, okay, this is weird, but I'm kind of into it. So I'm surprised by how much, you know, continuation there is in those episodes. They do feel they are more or less episodic, but I like how the story sort of continues a little bit in every episode. You know, how the first episode is basically the setup of the plot, and how do we get Sherlock back, how has Moriarty come back. Second episode is like, okay, this is how it happened, this is what Moriarty and that weird Frankenstein monster professor are doing. And then the third episode is, okay, this is what Moriarty is now up to, and I guess the subsequent episodes are all about, you know, Moriarty having some weird evil plans to take over the world or something like that. So let's talk about our characters. Let's talk about Sherlock Holmes. I like him. He's definitely been modernized, and I'm not sure if Americanized is the right word, but he feels more like definitely like a 90s action hero, cartoon hero, you know, with the quippy one-liners. And I know Holmes occasionally has one-liners in the books, but wow, there's a bunch of one-liners in this show. Make all kinds of dry humor jokes and whatnot. Granted, some of them are actually quite funny. And, you know, he's a bit, I'll mention it in the commentary, he's a bit of a pompous ass, isn't he? They exaggerate some of his features a bit, but he's, I think, still very much recognizable as, you know, the 19th century Sherlock Holmes from the books. I like that they give him more of an old-fashioned outfit because he would probably feel more comfortable with that, and he gets to live in the actual 221B Baker Street, which has been turned into a museum, same as in like the real world, now world, which I think is a neat little connection. That's cute. I like that we do actually see some emotional development with Sherlock, that, you know, there isn't really an adjustment period to him coming into the 22nd century. He's surprisingly okay with it from the get-go, which I don't understand. There isn't even one line of, oh, 22nd century, what? Nothing like that. Nothing. Or I like that, you know, especially like in the second episode, we have this whole little side plot, you could maybe call it, with him adjusting to Watson now being not his Watson, but a different Watson, being a robot, and that he admits towards the end of the episode that he misses his Watson. He doesn't want a robot, he doesn't want anyone else, he wants his Watson. That maybe you could interpret this as him realizing everyone he's known from his past is dead, they're gone, and the one man he's always been with, the one man in his life who, you know, the one person he only needed, he's not there anymore. Watson's gone, and now he has this weird replacement who tries to be Watson and has read Watson's journals and the books and now tries to emulate him, but Holmes has to sort of adjust to that idea that this might be a new version of Watson, a replacement of Watson, but I like how he comes around to that towards the end of the second episode, even though still a bit weird, Watson with, you know, weird normal robot body, and then they put like a prosthetic mask on him to make him look like the proper Watson. That's very 90s sci-fi cartoon, definitely, but it's kind of cute actually. And in the third episode we have Holmes' adjustment more to Lestrade, that she's his supervisor and all those things. So I like that they're building in like little, like, sort of emotional arcs for the character where he maybe has to emotionally adjust to new people around him or something like that. I don't know how they continue this in the future episodes. If Holmes like meets other people reminiscent of characters in the canon, or if he, you know, has other sort of emotional arcs, developmental arcs where he has to adjust to a new situation, or where he's confronted with something that reminds him of his past or of someone he once knew. I don't know, but that would definitely be kind of interesting to go into that, and they definitely play a lot with, you know, characters from the past. They come back in some way, you know, clones, or they are their great grandchild or something like that. I would like to know if they do bring that kind of idea back in future episodes. So I think Sherlock Holmes, for this kind of cartoon, works surprisingly well. You know, he's witty, he's quick, he makes his usual deductions. I like how practical and handy he is. You know, we saw that with like the tape when he tried to get like the fingerprints and stuff like that. You can see that he still very much uses methods that he's used to from the 19th century, but is slowly but steadily adjusting to the technology from the 22nd century, and that maybe down the road he's able to combine both of these things very well and use them for his work. Though I am surprised again how quickly it adjusts to the 22nd century, especially to technology. Like, he's just quick on the uptake and is able to deduce like technology stuff where you were thinking, why wouldn't Lestrade or the literal robot know that earlier than him? The guy who's been living in the 22nd century for, I don't know, 5 days. Why is he able to do that much quicker than all the other people who are used to this kind of life, who are used to this kind of technology? I would love there to be more moments of Holmes being a bit, you know, not familiar with his surroundings or with the things he has to interact with, like technology or the people, or I don't know, cultural changes, something like that, where it was out of his depth, because he is a 19th century man, and there must be so many things that have changed. So I would like there to be more moments where Holmes actually, I don't know, has to admit that he doesn't know something because it's something so futuristic he just can't understand it, or it's something that he has to adjust to again because it's a social change or cultural change that has happened in the past 200 years, or just something he just straight up doesn't know, because that happens. Sometimes that happens. But you know, apart from that, I like that he's a bit arrogant, but it's still on the charming side. He's definitely very self-confident, which is good. I like his physicality. I spoke about that, how dexterous he is, and there is a bit of like sword fighting, and even a bit of gun fighting in there as well. I like it. It works for the character. He has his eyes and brains tagline, which gets a bit overused if you ask me, but it suits the character very well, I think. So overall, I think the Sherlock Holmes character works for this cartoon. Like I said, they make him into more of an action kind of hero, because that's what you need for this kind of cartoon. But it works surprisingly well. I think they stay close enough to the essence of the character so that it works for children and that they have a good idea of who the Sherlock Holmes character is, even if they have not read the books. The Watson robot is adorable. I like him. He's pretty much like, you know, the sidekick who helps out the last minute, comes in riding the werewolf. Brilliant. I love it. I already mentioned that I like this little emotional journey he and Holmes go through in the second episode where they adjust to one another, and I hope that in future episodes you can see how this friendship, you know, develops over time, how much they do come to, you know, how much they mean to each other. Because, I mean, you can see that Holmes clearly cares for this version of Watson already, but I'm wondering if this Watson robot has emotions, can develop something like that, where it would just be interesting to see if they can form this very close relationship that Holmes and Watson also have in the books, if that is also the development of relationship goes through in the cartoon. But I like the idea of a robot. Watson's cute. I think I would have liked it more if they had stayed with just like, you know, the classic robot Terminator look face thing they had going on, instead of doing the weird prosthetic thing. I get what they're trying to go for, and I guess it's also kind of a cute little present for Holmes that he gets to look at Watson's face. But I don't know, I would have actually maybe preferred the like full-on 100% sci-fi robot look. Would have been kind of cool. But I like that, you know, Watson already starts out quite Watson-ish when we see him with Lestrade in the first episode, but then reads Watson's journals and adjusts even more to be like the Watson from the books. And like I said, he very much takes up this kind of sidekick persona, which I guess is what he's got to keep doing throughout the rest of the cartoon, you know, help out where he can, but he's not actively contributing anything like medical knowledge, because, you know, it's a robot. He's not a doctor, I assume. It would be interesting to see if he maybe gets moments in later episodes where he is like, oh no, I actually do know how to do that because I have scanned all the journals and the books and I have medical knowledge now because Dr. Watson had medical knowledge. I don't know. In the first episode, that isn't really there, and he's not really like contributing anything like intellectually speaking. He's mostly there for like, you know, doing some fighty stuff and, you know, very much sidekick, nothing special. The relationship isn't as close yet as it is in the book. So but I like the concept of this Robert Watson. He's very cute. Which brings us to Lestrade, Miss Lestrade. She's, I think, also very much like this classic generic, action crime fighter that works for a 90s cartoon. I like that she's mostly a strong character, which doesn't even get. It's not even questioned. She happens to be a woman who is in that kind of position, who can do all that kind of stuff. Though I do like that one little moment with Holmes where he says, "Oh, and women are in charge now." Oh. So where you get kind of hints, But I like that he doesn't seem to have a problem with her at all, and that she is accepted as a supervisor by the end of the 3rd episode. So she basically functions like as a classic cartoon investigator who can kick some butt, but also is good at doing the detective work. So I think her and Holmes actually make for a more of a detective team than Watson, like Robert Watson and Holmes do, which is one I think they're trying to go for. I know it's like a trio, but like Holmes and Lestrade are more of like a detective duo in this cartoon, and Watson is like the sidekick who does more of like physical stuff, which is an acceptable take you can have on this kind of relationship. Also because Lestrade in the original canon deserves to get more attention, I think. So I like that they went with this kind of idea. I already mentioned in the commentary that occasionally this Lestrade gets moments where she's just like unnecessarily clumsy or inconveniently falls over, gets her butt kicked for no reason, even though she's been shown to be super badass throughout the rest of the episode. But I guess that's just story convenience. But I like her. She is generic. She's kind of generic, but I think it works for the cartoon, and I like her friendship with Holmes that she seems to develop. So that's a good duo, I think, for doing some detective work. I think I should mention Moriarty. Nothing really comes to mind. When I have to talk about this incarnation, he's a very 90s villain. It's like, today the moon and tomorrow the world. Like, that's Moriarty in this. He doesn't really appear to be the super genius who can make all these plans and intrigues and is always one step ahead. He feels very like a very one-note kind of 90s cartoon villain. That's literally what he is, down to his looks, down to his dark voice. That's what he is. And, I don't think I can fault the cartoon for doing that, because, it's a 90s cartoon. You need your villain. This is what you do when you have Sherlock Holmes. Though I wish they would maybe work in more like, he's a mathematician, he's a professor, he's supposed to be like a genius, not just someone who like twirls his moustache and goes, "Wah, and I'll take over the world." That's that's not what he's all about. So I don't think they're gonna do more than that. I hope they would do more with that, more with him in future episodes. I don't know, but as a villain, I think he serves his purpose for a 90s kids cartoons. I can't really say more about Moriarty. Okay, yeah. That's my review of the first 3 episodes of the Sherlock Holmes 22nd Century. It's wonderfully weird and adorable. I could definitely see kids liking this. And you can watch it right now. All of the episodes are on YouTube. That's why I watched them. I'm gonna link the playlist down in the description. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would, so that's good. It's not the worst adaptation I've seen, it's not the best, but it's definitely wacky and entertaining. I can see this as something, like sort of casual Sherlock Holmes entertainment you put on if you need to just like relax a bit. And I like it. You could, like I said, you could definitely show this to your kids. I think it's like proper peak 90s cartoons. I can see Sherlock Holmes fans being very passionate about this kind of cartoon, or having like a bit of a it's a bit of a niche thing that Sherlock Holmes fans are into, that a show that's very close to them. I could definitely see that. So yeah, I liked it. Surprisingly enough, I liked it a lot. So that's it for this Baker Street review. Thank you so much for watching. If there is something you would like me to take a look at, if it has to do with Sherlock Holmes, like let it be a cartoon, a TV show, a movie, a video game, a book, a comic book, whatever, do tell me down in the comments below. I'll always take a look at those, and I'm always looking for more recommendations. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see all of you very soon. Goodbye.